Hello, my name is Carrie Dubiel, and I am currently the library liaison to Sisters in Crime. I am just finishing up my 5-year term this year, and I am here to talk to you about Selfie, which is a product of a company called Biblioboard. I'm going to talk to you a little bit today about how Biblioboard, Selfie, Sisters in Crime, and Library Journal are all connected to bring independent books to public libraries. So Sisters in Crime this year is sponsoring Independent Author Day. This will happen on October 14th this year on a Saturday. And libraries across the country will be participating, highlighting independent authors in all the different libraries across the country who subscribe to Biblioboard and Selfie. So this is a little bit confusing for people who are not in library land, so I will try to explain it the best I can. Biblioboard is a vendor. They sell ebooks to libraries, but they're kind of the middleman. They don't actually publish most of them. They license them from publishers, often a small press, and they have their platform, which is an app and a website that they use to get ebooks out to patrons in public libraries. So patrons in public libraries can then check out those ebooks by reading them either on the website or through the app. There are lots of vendors like this. There's Overdrive that you might be familiar with. There's Hoopla. Basically, libraries are stuck having a middleman license the content, and then we purchase the content and the platform from these different vendors. Biblioboard, however, is a little bit different in that they have a partnership called Selfie, which is also with the library periodical Library Journal. So what Selfie is a way for independent authors to upload their works to Biblioboard, which is the platform, so that public library patrons can view their books and read their books for free online. So hopefully that wasn't completely clear as mud. If you have questions, my email address is librarian@sistersincrime.org. I will happily say that again at the end of this little video. So here is Selfie's website. It is selfie.libraryjournal.com. And if you scroll down, you can read more about Selfie and about Pressbooks, which is their platform that helps you format ebooks. And there's also some information for librarians there as well. But if you're an author, the most important thing to know is this right here, submit your book. And if you click on that, it will give you a form to fill out that you can go ahead and put your book through. You have to accept the terms and conditions. And then you have to go through and fill out all of your personal info. So I will do that for a test really quick. There's my email address again, in case you missed it the first time. I'm here in Twinsburg, Ohio. That is my library. You'll see my website a little bit later. So you find your library on the list. If you don't see your library, you can add it. Go ahead and click next. Now here is where, if you are familiar with self-publishing, you will know that you can do a file, usually an EPUB. Sometimes Amazon has some other different goofy things. But if you have your already formatted EPUB file, you can go ahead and add it. So I created a test file. Oh, my test file's gone. I think it might have been accidentally deleted. Well, you can go ahead and do your file there. And then it's not going to let me go forward because there's no file. So you can go ahead through the different parts of it here. File upload, general info, details. That's a place where you can put in more information about the book, categories, a description if you have a description from what you sell on Amazon or other online platforms, Smashwords. And then you can go ahead and review everything and submit it. So Once it goes through to Selfie, I'll go ahead and cancel it since I don't have a test file. Unfortunately, it won't look very good. So now if I go back to Twinsburg Public Library, this is my library, and we have a subscription to this resource. In our case, it's under e-collections and then ebooks. In your library, it will be in a different spot, obviously, because libraries have different websites. If you're not sure, I would check with your public library staff. They're often very happy and excited to help you. If they don't own it, they might know another local library that has a subscription. My library has a subscription. You can see these are all the books we have. We have the dummies. We have some healthy living stuff. And then we have our local authors here. So you can see these are all the different authors who have submitted things to Selfie. And these are all actually authors that I know and have met. This one particularly is mine. So if you hit read this, you can see what it looks like here. No, you're not going to read it, so we'll close it out. And this one's mine too. So that's what it will look like. You can click on view details, and there's a few citations, category, comments, and then my short story collection was chosen for a highlight. So what does that mean? That means that Library Journal, which is the reviewing periodical for libraries, read the book and chose it as one that they would consider high quality. So as you can see, nobody has rated my book, so who knows? It may not be high quality, but I am privileged that Library Journal chose it. So that's what it will look like. Now, how does this book get into your library? First of all, your library has to have a Biblioboard subscription. Second of all, if your library has the independent module for their state, so most of the libraries do, your book will go into the module for your state regardless. So let's say you live in Montana, your book will be in the Indy, Montana module. So all the public libraries in Montana who subscribe to Biblioboard will have access to your title. Then if your book is chosen for the Library Journal highlight, it will be included in the Indy National module, so the award-winning books. So that's how I got my book into all the libraries who subscribe to Biblioboard. Now, there are other ways to get your ebook into libraries. If your library does not subscribe to Biblioboard, I suggest Overdrive. Smashwords, the online publishing platform, has an agreement with Overdrive where librarians may purchase Overdrive books through Smashwords books through Overdrive. So if you want to get your book into a library, first of all, I would say make sure you have it in a format that it can be submitted, and submit it either to Selfie or through Smashwords. That would be a whole different class, but I'm assuming that if you're into self-publishing, then you know about all of this stuff, and you probably know more about it than I do. But those are the two main ways to get your book in. Now, if you're a small press, you may wish to speak to the administrators or publishers at your small press to see how you can get your books licensed into one of these vendors. And then you may have some more options because there are some other vendors. But for indie publishers, Selfie and Smashwords are the two big ones. So again, if anybody has any questions, I'll just type that into the browser. I know that's really a terrible thing to do because typing into a browser doesn't do anything with an email address, but just so that you can see my email, it's up at the top. So again, my name is Carrie, and it's librarian@sistersincrime.org. Thank you.